Hey YouTube, it's been a little bit since I last made a video, but I'm happy to update you guys on the status of the project and share some surprises that came up along the way. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for the support on my last video. It means a lot, especially as a solo developer. Thank you for checking out my game, watching the video, and subscribing. I'm planning to make a lot more Roblox content in the future, so if you haven't already, consider subscribing or at least leaving a like on the video. With that said, let's get started. Now, in the last video, I talked about creating a good foundation for Universal Battlegrounds. I wanted to make sure that updating the game in the future would be a lot easier by focusing on modularity, scripting, and organization. This video is sort of a test to see how well that would work, and it did. I was worried about how hard it would be to implement the ability to change characters. I knew I'd have to add checks for how that worked, and I wondered if it would mess up my code because I didn't initially have anything that checked which stand they were using. But in the end, it wasn't as complicated as I expected. There were still some bugs, but nothing insane. Since the last video, some people joined my Discord group, where I've been sharing some small devlogs and updates. One person reached out to me and explained their experience with animating. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of animating. I just do it because I have to. So when I got the message, I was excited to see how well it would turn out. Of course, you can't just accept help from any random person online, but I really needed some relief from all the work I had to do. The stuff he showed me was very nice, so I let him try his hand at some of the animations, and they were cool. I'm glad he showed up to help. It was funny seeing some of his updates and how much he enjoyed working on the project. It showed me just how much easier things could get if I had someone to either model or script alongside me. I noticed the difference right away. Not having to boot up Blender and work on animations myself saved me so much time. Who would have thought that having help makes things easier? I'm excited to say I added Killer Queen to the game. Initially, I brought in a rough model so my friend could start animating while I worked on programming and updating the textures. Killer Queen is more of a brawler type. He hits hard but isn't as fast as Star Platinum. Implementing the bomb mechanics was fun but tricky at first. Figuring out how to track the device and when it would explode was confusing, but I eventually got it working efficiently. Biggest issue, like before, was making sure the modularity worked with Star Platinum scripts. But once I had the checks in place for Killer Queen, it wasn't as complicated as it was the first time. Having that prior experience helped a lot. One funny bug we encountered during testing was when my friend managed to quadruple jump, flying super high into the sky. After that, I had to make the stance not collidable to fix that. Another issue was with mobile devices. For some reason, the game wasn't keeping track of whether players had a stance, so you couldn't summon it on mobile. I tested on my iPad, fixed the issue, and now you can play as Killer Queen or Star Platinum on any device. I also experimented with advertising the game. I went from around 100 to 200 total plays to over 700, so it was definitely a success. However, I ran into some issues. The first one was, it looked like some people would join and not talk at all. I would assume they were little kids because the names and usernames were very random and weird. But Roblox says they don't advertise to kids that are under 13. That would be a problem because my game's unrated, so if they were, they would never be able to play it. It was very confusing. I don't know if Roblox would use bots because they would walk around, do something. Some would never even talk to me when I saw them show up. But then others would say stuff, but it wouldn't be English. It would be a spasm like a little kid slamming on the keyboard. I would have to test out later for you guys and maybe find out who those people are and how Roblox advertising is really working. Second issue was the Roblox's search index. My game wouldn't show up unless you included early access in the title. When I changed the name to just Universal Battlegrounds, it stopped appearing in the search results again. I'll probably pay for more advertising after my next update, which will definitely include stand awakenings and maybe some other features. Now, what's next? This video is more of a dev update for those involved in this community. My next video will focus on a quicker, funnier Roblox game I've been working on, but I don't want to give away too much about it just yet. So thank you so much for watching and supporting Universal Battlegrounds. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time.